Hello there. Welcome back to Mindfulness Mondays. This is session 5. We're going to get started right away with our first meditation exercise titled Loving Kindness and Self-Compassion. What I'd like you to do is ensure you're sitting in a comfortable position, reasonably upright and relaxed. You can now take a moment to partially or fully close your eyes, taking in a few deep breaths to settle into your body and into the present moment. Now put your hand on your heart just for a moment as a gentle reminder to be kind to yourself. Now, form a mental image of yourself sitting down. I'd like you to notice your posture on the chair as if you're seeing yourself from the outside as a third party. Bring your attention inside your body, feeling any pulsations or vibrations that may be present, your heart beating, perhaps the gentle gurgle of digestion in your belly, tingling in your feet, hands, or arms. Try to locate your breathing where you can feel it most easily. For some, it might be in the shoulders. For others, the chest expanding with each inhale. And still for others, perhaps the release of the breath in your belly. Feel how your breath moves in your body. And when your attention wanders, as it will, gently return it to the movement of your breath within the body. Now, if you can, I invite you to start to notice any physical sensations of stress that you're holding in your body, perhaps located in the neck, jaw, belly, or forehead. I'd also like you to notice if you find yourself holding any difficult emotions, such as worries about the future or a person dear to you, or perhaps an uneasiness about the past. Now, taking a moment, let's reflect on how you're not alone in your discomfort. And let us bring to this meditation a gentle understanding that every human body bears stress and worry throughout the day. Now, offer yourself goodwill because of what you're holding in your body right now. I'd like you to repeat after me, gently and softly, the phrases of loving kindness. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be kind to myself. May I accept myself as I am. We'll now sit with these phrases of loving kindness. Try to let yourself bask in them. Perhaps repeating yourself, safe, peaceful, kind, acceptance. When you notice your mind wandering, again as it may, return yourself to these words or to the experience of discomfort in your body. Go slowly. If you find yourself ever becoming overwhelmed with emotion during this exercise, or even during everyday life, remember you can always return to your breathing. Now, if you're able to, let's take a few minutes to try to name the emotions as they arise in the body. Taking a few minutes to note what emotions may have become present as a result of this exercise. See if you can find it in the physical body, and to soften that area if you feel you need to. And if not, sit with the pleasantness of the emotion and explore this experience with gentle curiosity. Now, when you're comfortable, let us return to our phrases of loving kindness. Again, repeating after me. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be kind to myself. May I accept myself just as I am. Now, as we bring this meditation to a close, I'd like you to take the final 3 deep breaths and just rest, sitting quietly in your own body, taking solace in knowing that you can return to the phrases or words of loving kindness anytime you wish. And now, gently open your eyes. Up next, we'll be looking at mindful movement. So mindful movement, it's an effective way to reduce stress and its physical consequences. Bringing a mindful approach to your movements is an accessible and simple way to integrate mindfulness practice into your daily life and to help you get out of your heads, back into your body, and to find the present moment. I invite you to join me in taking some time to explore 3 simple movement practices. Now, it's important to don't rush and just remember to be present and aware and amidst the movement as it is. There's no need to worry about getting the movement right. Instead, simply bring a spirit of curiosity and care to each movement and see what happens. So, we'll begin with the first exercise, the blossoming flower arms. Begin sitting in a tall yoga seat. So that means that you're sitting on the edge of your chair, back straight and strong. Yeah, with a nice soft front. And now lift your arms out to the sides. With your palms up. Continue to lift until your arms are at shoulder level, parallel to the ground. Now with a deep breath in, bending your arms at the elbow, touch your shoulders with your fingertips, trying to keep your upper arms horizontal. And now, breathing out, open your arms back up, reaching wide into the horizontal position, stretching your palms open. For our second exercise, which is titled Full Arm Circles, again, begin sitting in that tall yoga seat and extend your arms in front of you, joining your palms. As you breathe in, raise your arms up towards the sky, separating your hands so your arms can stretch over your head. As you breathe out, continue the circle with the arms going back until your fingers point towards the ground. Breathing in, lift your arm back and reverse the circle. Breathing out as you bring your palms together and arms down in front of you. Our third and final exercise, moving forward fold. So again, being in that sitting tall yoga seat, take a deep breath in and bring your arms up and above your heads, palms forward, looking up at the sky. As you breathe out, bend at the waist, and bring your arms down to touch the floor, your ankles or shins, whatever is most comfortable for you. And now release your neck. And from this position, take a few deep breaths in and out, in and out. And on the next in breath, raise your head and move back into sitting position with your back straight as you come all the way back up to reach your fingers towards the sky. Brilliant. Now, I invite you again, if you feel up to this, to try to practice these 3 movements over the week. You may even wish to repeat each movement for several minutes a day to encourage exploration. So, up next we're going to be exploring something known as core values. So, I don't know if you're aware, but the most common regret that people express when their lives are ending is, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life that others expected for me. So this begs the question, what stops people from living a life that's full and true to them? And with this, 2 things tend to come to mind. So the first, people have never defined or got a clear view on what's true and important to them. They never got clear on what their own deepest values are and what's meaningful to them. When we feel out of touch with the deepest, truest parts of ourselves, it's all too common for people to just fall into following societal norms and values, which are often quite different from our own. Or perhaps we find ourselves submitting to doing what our loved ones want us to do, maybe in an attempt to get them to like or approve of us. And by doing so, we bypass what we really want to do. Just take a minute to think if any of this sounds familiar to you. So the second thing that stops people from living their true life is a lack of awareness or a lack of mindfulness. So without mindfulness, we tend to live much of our lives on autopilot. And when we're on autopilot, we fall into conditioned mechanical patterns of thoughts and behavior. Living in unawareness like this often leads to a sense of discontentment and disconnection from ourselves. Our core values determine what's really important and meaningful to us. Values are who you are at your own deepest nature, not who you think you should be in order to fit in. They're often thought of as being like a compass that points us towards our true north. When the way you think, speak, and behave matches your values, life feels good. We often find ourselves feeling whole, content, and empowered. But when these don't align with our personal values, when things feel wrong, life gets uneasy. We often find ourselves feeling out of touch, discontented, restless, or unhappy. What I'd like us to do now is to take a few minutes to take a look at what your core values may be. Now, I'd like to just say that this is an introductory exercise, and normally you'd want to take your time to brainstorm and explore possible options for your core values. So, what I would recommend is that you take some time over the next few days to expand on what you've come up with during this session. So if you can, pause this video and go grab a few pieces of paper and a pen or pencil. So, our first exercise in discovering our core values is an exploration looking at inspiration via admiration. I'd like you to take time to complete these 4 steps. So, in step 1, identify people you admire. Take a few minutes to think about who it is you admire the most and to write these names down. Remembering this could be anyone: family members, coworkers, famous people, fictional characters, anyone. Once you've got your admired people down on paper, think about what specific traits do these people have that you admire. Now jot down as many as you can think of, and you may find that there are some overlapping traits. Be sure you write down each trait for each individual person. It's valuable data to know. For step 3, connect these admired traits, these traits that you really think of as being good, and connect them with your life experience. Have there been any instances where these traits have played a role in your life? Are there any important life moments or decisions where you've noticed these traits showing up? What do these traits mean to you? Why are they important? Why did you pick them as being standout? Lastly, from your list of traits, select the ones that feel the most important to you. Try picking, say, 4 or 5, up to 10. Okay. The second exercise, another exploration, is focusing on self-reflection. So pause the video and reflect on each of these questions, approaching them as if you were a blank slate. So first of all, reflecting on, what do I care about the most and why? And what traits might show up in myself when I act in line with the things that I care about the most? When I'm at my best, what qualities are present when I'm in that state? And when am I in that state? What have been some of my biggest wins in life? And these can be very, very small to very, very large. And why were these moments, why were these wins so important to you? And what are some of the most important insights or learnings you've had in your life? And why did they leave such a mark on you? I'd now like you to look from your answers to try to identify any possible values that you might have. So first of all, know what traits did come to mind as you think through the questions that we just answered. You can't write any of them down. And secondly, see if you can identify which traits feel most strongly in line with you. Making a note of these on your paper, perhaps by a little asterisk or a tick mark. Again, as we continue on our discovery of your core values, let's try and identify 4 or 5 of the ones that are the closest to you. So hopefully through the last 3 or 4 exercises, you should now have a range of values that you've identified feel important to you. But as we know, in order to make our values an effective tool, they need to be focused. So take some time gazing over your pages and identify what you think are your top 4 or 5 values. So we can take a few minutes to think about which of the values you've identified are the most important to you, or of the values you identified, which 4 or 5 really outshine the rest. So I'd now like you, in your own words, thinking about these core values you've just come up with, to write out a promise you'll make to yourself to describe how you will live in accordance with your core values. So, for example, this could be, may I be patient with myself when I make mistakes. Short, sweet, simple. Take a few minutes, pause the video to come up with your own saying. And once you've made your vow, write it down and keep it somewhere where you can see it easily throughout your day. Okay. We're now going to move on to our second meditation of today's session, which is a centering meditation. So a centering meditation is a technique for discovering a compassionate word or phrase applied specifically to you and your current situation. So beginning practitioners of loving kindness meditation, such as yourselves, can use a centering meditation to help to discover your own personalized loving kindness phrases. So, to start, sit comfortably. Envision a strong back and a soft, open front, ready to accept loving kindness. You can now close your eyes or partially close them and take a 2 or 3 deep, relaxing breaths in and out. In and out. In and out. Now notice your body posture, that you're sitting, not lying down, not standing up. And let us feel any sensations present in the body. If any physical discomfort is present, gently touch it with awareness. And if you have any emotional distress present, notice it and be with it there. Now place 1 or 2 hands on your chest as a reminder to give yourself loving attention. Feel the warmth of your hands, the gentle pressure, and the rhythmic rising and falling of your chest as you breathe. Now, as we continue to pay attention to the breathing, I'd like you to let your awareness move deeper into the experience of breathing, immersing yourself in the rising and falling of the chest, the expansion of the belly with each inhale, and as it contracts with each exhale. Just continue to breathe and open your awareness to the space between your out breath and your in breath. Feel that space. Let your awareness drop into the space between your out breath and the next in breath. What is that experience like for you? The breath, it comes seemingly out of nowhere. Have you ever thought it's actually breathing you, keeping you healthy even when you're fast asleep? Let's take a few moments to try to go deeper into the empty space from which your breathing emerges, from which the faintest movement originates. This is a field of great peace and freedom. And just as your in-breath originates out of seemingly nowhere, your thoughts also emerge out of a deep, quiet, invisible space. When you're ready, listen for any words that may bubble up. Open yourself up to a word or phrase that might be just what you need to hear right now. Think if a word or phrase were to appear from the bottom of your heart, what would it be? Let's take a few minutes to do this. Breathe, relax, and open yourself to the words that might bubble up from deep inside. And if no words arise, that's perfectly fine. Just stay with your breath. If a few words happen to arise, roll them over in your mind. Select the one or two that's perfect for you at this time in your life. So some possibilities might be love, let it be, I love you, yes, trust, or peace. And when you have a word or phrase in mind, let's take the next minute to savor it, rolling it over and over again in your mind. And if you notice that your mind wanders, bring it ever so gently back to the word or words of loving kindness. Now, let's let go of focusing on that word of what we're doing, and to simply be with our inner experience in this moment, enjoying yourself just as you are. And when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes. Great. So, as we come to the end of session number 5, homework as usual. If you feel inclined, try practicing this century meditation daily. Try to encourage a daily meditation practice of loving kindness towards the benefactor and self. And if you can, each day engage in one activity or behavior which strengthens the vow you made to yourself to live by your core values.